Eric Emerson Schmidt was the CEO of Google from 2001 to 2011, an executive chairman of Google, an executive chairman of Alphabet Inc., which is Google's holding company, and a technical advisor for Alphabet. All this to say, Eric Schmidt is a company man, a man with an estimated net worth of $26.8 billion. Now, how does one make $26.8 billion, you might ask? I'm going to give you the answer to that later in this video. In 2010, Eric was asked an off-topic question about whether Google plans to implant technology into people's brains after making strides on the mobile internet. After laughing, he replied, "There is what I call the creepy line. And the Google policy on a lot of things is to get right up to that creepy line, but not cross it. I would argue that implanting things in your brain is beyond the creepy line." The interviewer asked, "Mine in particular?" And Eric continued, Yes, at least for the moment. At least until the technology gets better." After explaining that Google is a bottom-up company and that he would not be aware if such a technology was in development, he continued, "As far as I know, we do not have a medical lab working on implants. As far as I know. I will check after this." Interestingly enough, Google has talked about this idea before. In 2010, one of Google's co-founders, Sergey Brin, openly talked about how we want Google to be the third half of your brain during a Google event unveiling Google Instant, the instant version of its search results. In an Atlantic article published in 2021 to prop up a new book by Eric Schmidt, Eric speaks candidly about AI and social media. He says, quote, "No one had any idea that social networks would become so important and will help shape the political discourse of elections, how people are treated. It would give a voice to people who are underrepresented, but also people we don't necessarily want to hear from. And we didn't, at the time, understand the implications of putting everyone on the same network. We need to think now of what happens when artificial intelligence is co-resident with us in this world. It lives with us, it watches us, it helps us, maybe interferes with us occasionally." I'm one to read between the lines, find the truth within the truth, and there's a lot of truth to be obtained from this quote. This line, "we didn't at the time understand the implications of putting everyone on the same network," stands out to me because it implies now they do know, and they don't put everyone on the same network. Another line that really stands out to me is, "We need to think now of what happens when artificial intelligence is co-resident with us in the world. It lives with us, it watches us, it helps us, maybe interferes with us occasionally." When he says now, it's because it lives with us now, whether we want it or not. Notice how he tries to soften that last one so that it doesn't sound so bad. It only interferes occasionally. When somebody with his background at Google, Alphabet, and the National Security Commission on Artificial Intelligence, who has made a staggeringly unbelievable amount of money to the tune of $26.8 billion, tells me we co-reside with AI and that it lives with us, it watches us, it helps us, and interferes with us occasionally, I'm going to believe him. I also believe that the creepy line he mentioned 12 years ago has long since been crossed.